Hello there. I'm here today to talk to you about 5 major areas where you can raise your standards. And the reason why I'm talking about this is there's a misconception out there that you need money to raise your standards. However, being poor is not about money, it's about mentality. And you can have millions of dollars and have a low standard of life. But before I dive in, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Wendy Johnson, a transformational life coach, and I'm passionate about helping women overcome their challenges and design a life they love living on purpose with more joy, peace of mind, and well-being. So back to the topic that there's a misconception out there about raising your standards. And you need to have money, but that's not the case. You don't need to have money to raise your standard, and it's not about money. It's about your mindset or your mentality on life. And there's 5 major areas I want to talk to you about. And the first area is health. Did you know the average person in the United States is not a healthy person? Getting diagnosed with diseases is just a common thing now. And eating unhealthy foods, living a sedentary lifestyle, excessive drinking and smoking, these are typical for the average person. Clearly, you have to raise your standards above average if you want to feel good in your body and live well. And you can raise your standards in the area of your health by eating healthy foods, living an active lifestyle, sleeping well, and resting on purpose. So that is the first area. The second area I want to share with you is wealth. The problem is the average person is lazy and is just trying to get by and survive. And they're not willing to put in the work to have wealth. And wealth is not just money. It can be in any area. You can have spiritual wealth, or health is wealth. But what you want to do is, in the area of money, is raise your standards by spending money wisely on things and services and experiences that improve your life rather than diminish your life. And budgeting, tracking your expenses, investing, saving for a rainy day are all ways that you can raise the bar on your standards of wealth. And in work, you can raise your standards by having a strong work ethic. Many people are not happy in their current jobs, but it's important, if you want a better job, that you are happy and you give 100% to the job you currently have. And that will help you to raise your standard when you do find that job that you love. And the key is to making yourself invaluable, learning and growing and following through on your commitments, improving your work every day. So those are all different ways you can improve the wealth of your work. And the third area is relationships. The problem, often people surround themselves with people who have lower standards, and they lower their standards to fit in and be accepted and liked. And this is very common among teenagers or younger people, that they are not hanging out with the right people, and they lower their personal standards in order to fit in and be accepted. And as you are looking at your relationships and making changes, you want to avoid the energy suckers, the people who are jealous and selfish and dishonest and passively aggressive and narcissistic. Be careful about who you're spending most of your time with, and if they are affecting your standards. And build new relationships continually by surrounding yourself with people who accept you, encourage you, and inspire you to be better. Refuse to lower your standards to accommodate others who refuse to raise theirs. The fourth area in raising your standards is in self-discipline. And the problem here is that the average person seeks immediate pleasure and disregard for the future. So what you want to do is create small daily choices that set the standard of self-discipline, and be aware and not react to the temptations. We have temptations every moment, and when they arise, you just have to learn to kill those temptations before they kill you, before they become a bad habit. And the temptations examples are wasting your time, skipping workouts, eating unhealthy foods, buying unnecessary stuff. It's all going to be there. But it's not giving up on the pleasures, but enjoying pleasurable experiences in moderation, doing everything in moderation. And the fifth area to raise your standards is in mindset. The problem is most people never realize what they're capable of because they're playing too small and they don't want to shine their light, and they think there's other people out there who can do it better. And if they do make an attempt, then they're shattered by setbacks and failures, and they quickly give in and turn away what their true passion and their dream. They turn away from it. But what you want to do to raise your standard in mindset is to see the obstacles and learn and grow from those obstacles, and craft your thoughts to create positive actions. Are your thoughts useful or helpful, or are they destructive in nature? What you are saying to yourself and to other people, are you helping and serving yourself and others? If you continually have destructive thought patterns, that leads to depression, anxiety, worry, and disruptive sleeping patterns. So I've given you the 5 areas. So in summary, they are health, wealth, relationships, self-discipline, and mindset. And I encourage you to take action, identify where your standards are lacking, and commit to raising the bar. Think about the cost of not raising your standard in that area of your life. And you don't have to be an egomaniac. It's about having a healthy level of respect. And sometimes you'll notice that your standards are lower than you'd like them to be. And, you know, in different seasons of your life, you're going to be focused on different areas. And maybe there's an area where you're finding yourself insufficient. That's okay. Give yourself grace and recognize the gap and work to make the gap smaller. So I encourage you to focus on one area for a month. Drop a comment below and let me know what area you're working on. For me, I want to share with you that I abandoned my budgeting and time tracking, or not time tracking, but money, where the money is going, and the categories. And I was very diligent with that for about 6 months of the year. So I'm getting back to that, and I am focusing on that for 1 month. Please share what you'll be raising your standard in and what it's costing you if you decide that you don't do it today. And what steps are you going to take to raise your standard in that area? I'd love to hear from you. And I have a free guide, and it's a great way to raise your standard and get clarity on your dreams and goals. And that's the 10 principles to design a life you love, and you can grab your copy below. I just want to thank you for being here, for growing yourself, and for looking into how you can raise your standards, because it's a practice that we are constantly doing to improve ourselves. And I hope you all have a great week. Here's to you and your success.